Hello everybody, my name is Alexa and welcome to another video. This video is a little bit different. It's not gameplay or anything like that, but I feel like lately, as I'm streaming Animal Crossing more and more people are discovering me for playing Animal Crossing. I'm finding myself having to explain why I don't play with strangers very often, and it's starting to kind of like get to me because some people really understand it when I get into detail about it, and then others are kind of just like, but I'm not gonna do that, like, don't worry about it, it's fine. And I think it's time that I kind of sit down and put all of my concerns in one compiled video so that you guys can kind of understand why playing with people online, strangers, like while I'm streaming, why that concerns me. So I decided to finally discuss some of the toxic aspects of Animal Crossing and how people just suck sometimes. So I have like a small list here of things that people can do when they're in your town if they're terrible people and such, and some of them are a little bit more obvious, some of them are a little bit more abstract and complicated and probably just rare occasions in general, but I just want to have them there just so you guys can know and just so you guys can protect yourselves as well, because not only am I protecting my town, I'm protecting you guys. I don't want anyone in the community that's going to go and visit your town and do terrible things in your town, and I don't want to scare anybody out of like playing with others. I just want you guys to be cautious and to just be mindful. So I'll probably also include some tips on how to play safely with strangers if you're going to play with strangers anyway. I hope you find this video informative and just generally helpful. Number one, this one's a little bit obvious. People steal stuff. People steal flowers. They'll shake your trees and take the fruit. Well, I mean, I guess if they shake the tree and they find something, that's a finders keepers type of thing. But mostly stealing flowers, especially if you have some rare hybrids. I know that there was a point in time when I had a whole bunch of blue roses, which, if you know, blue roses are the hardest to make in Animal Crossing. They're the hardest to breed. So if you have some blue roses and like somebody sees that you have blue roses, they can easily just take them and leave. So that's something to be mindful of as well. I don't know really how you would prevent someone from stealing flowers, just because it's just so easy. What I would say is maybe, I don't want to say collect all of your flowers and then put them away somewhere, because that sucks. Like, just doing that would just suck. But just be mindful. People can, and they very much do, steal stuff when they visit towns, especially if you're strangers, because they don't care about stealing from you. They're probably never going to speak to you again. So if you have items on the floor, if you have fruit on the floor, granted, if you have fruit on the floor, you're probably not caring about it that much, but I know some people put items on the ground to pick up later or something like that, and people can steal that. And just be mindful. People steal, well, bad people. So I don't want to say like everybody steals or like people are most likely to steal. I just want to say like it is very possible. So just keep that in mind. Number two, while I'm on the topic of flowers and such, people also might not stay on their paths, and they might run through your flowers and ruin some flowers and such, and just, that's not a good time. I know I do it sometimes too, but it's like I'm doing it in my own town, so I don't care, and I know that I can replace those flowers, but some people kind of just don't respect the rule of staying on a path if you have a path, and they'll just run through your flowers and destroy them, and that's quite unfortunate. Like, that just sucks, because you work so hard on making a path and you work so hard on making the rest of the area so pretty, and if people just like run through them, like that's just not nice. Number three is more so like they did fix the issue with other people being able to erase your paths. So I know that used to be an issue very early on, where people were able to come to your town and just erase your paths, which sucks. That's not very nice either, but they did fix that, so people can't remove your paths, but they can still cut trees down. So I don't know how often that happens, to be honest with you, but it's still very possible for someone to come into your town with a golden axe and to basically just cut trees down just for hex. Like, I don't know why people would do that, but that is a thing that happens. I want to make that clear, and it's, even if it doesn't happen often, it's still something that's possible. So even if you're kind of like Alexa, like these things probably don't happen as often as you think they do, I feel like as one of the few Animal Crossing streamers on Twitch and content creators on YouTube, I feel like I might be a little bit more targeted, or like it could be just me thinking about it too much, but like I said, I do have to protect the community. I do have to protect you guys. I don't want people coming into our town. Like, it is our town, so I do want to keep it safe, and I do want to prevent trolls from coming in and just doing terrible things in our town. So even if these things are really simple and like anybody could do them, like I'm sure my mod could come into my town and just chop down trees if they wanted, but they probably wouldn't because they're my mod. So it's just, you never know what a stranger is capable of, or what a stranger's intentions are when they ask to play in your town. Because there have been plenty of people that I've had to ban during Animal Crossing streams because they do go around and the Animal Crossing tag on Twitch, and they do steal from people or just do awful things on stream and such. And thankfully, one of my mods is very active in the Animal Crossing community on Twitch, so he's been mindful of the usernames that are just trouble in general in that community. I don't know what number I'm up to now. I think I'm up to 4. I'm just gonna stop saying numbers from here on out. People disconnect on purpose. I've seen this happen. I've tried to watch streams to where they're like, yeah, everybody can come in, sure, let's go play on the island, and it's all fun and games until someone slams their DS closed or just gets disconnected. And as you know, when that happens, you lose all your save data, and that's really unfortunate. I don't know if people do it on purpose often. I believe that is a thing on stream, like people do it just to interrupt the stream, and that really sucks. But people disconnect, and it is quite unfortunate and really, really annoying when that happens, because everyone loses their save data, and then everyone gets kicked out. And I hope they fix that in the Switch version of Animal Crossing, but as of now, that's still very much a thing that happens. And I also know that I have a lot of viewers in different countries, so I don't know what the internet connection would be in their country, how that would work out, and disconnections are probably common when streamers try to play with viewers. So I just try to avoid that as well, because it kind of just ruins the immersion, and it can be really, really frustrating if you're watching a stream. Just imagine you're trying to watch Netflix or YouTube or something, and the movie or the video or whatever is constantly buffering. It's kind of like the same thing. So you guys should be mindful of that. I would say just people disconnect, whether it be on purpose or not, but disconnections are another reason that I just don't play with people on stream. This one is a little bit more specific, and it's probably my biggest fear of happening on stream or just in general, and I'm probably adding to the problem by speaking about it so much, but I'd rather you guys be informed than to just get hit with this really big surprise. So, as you know, Animal Crossing is a game that can be hacked, and not everyone knows how to hack. I don't believe like the ratio of regular players to people that hack their towns probably are like they're probably very different. So I don't want to scare people into thinking that there are a whole bunch of hackers out there, because there probably isn't. But I do want you guys to be mindful that these things are possible, even though they're probably not likely. But I worry about them, so I'm just gonna get into it. Something that I've heard about are people hacking items. So hacking items in itself isn't always a terrible thing. People do that all the time. People will hack their towns, and they'll make it like a giveaway town, and they'll hack a bunch of items in, and they'll just give them away just because they're great people. Those people are great. But then there are people that hack items knowing that it's going to break your game. So 2 items in particular that can really mess up your game is mannequin and rocks. And you're probably like, how are rocks, like, what are you talking about? And I'm gonna get into that in a second. But in game, you can acquire 4 mannequins, and you can only acquire 4 mannequins. As you know, Sable gives you a mannequin, Mabel gives you a mannequin, somebody else gives you a mannequin. Who's the giraffe lady? Oh, Gracie! Gracie gives you a mannequin. I don't remember where the 4th one comes from all of a sudden, but you can only have 4. basically, is what I'm saying. In the game code, if you were to ever to have more than 4, your game data would be corrupted, and it would break your game, and basically force the game to erase your save file, and you would have to start all over. Like, you would load your game, and there would be nothing there. Just because the game kind of just, like, literally self-destructed. So, I've heard a couple of stories of people bringing presents and, like, wrapping it, and then when you unwrap it, it's actually an extra mannequin, and then boom, your game breaks, basically. So, I don't know what would be the workaround for that if that happened. I don't know if it's an instant thing, but I would definitely say to just shut off your game if it happens, because if you lose your save data for that day, fine. It's better than losing all of your save data for whatever amount of years you've had this town. So I do want to make that clear, that that is something that is possible, especially on the online island, which also really sucks, by the way. If you go to Tortimer Club Island, or whatever it's called, I can tell you 4 times out of 6, I don't know why I use that ratio, but okay, 4 times out of 6, you're gonna have a terrible time, because people scare away bugs, people scare away fish, people will ask you for money, and people will try to give you hacked items. So just keep that in mind as well when you're playing with the online. I just don't go. Just don't go to the Tortimer Club thing. It's dumb and it's annoying, and you, like I said, people usually just disconnect on purpose anyway, so just don't. Going back to the rock situation, so this is a very rare case, but like I said, just because it's not likely, like, it's still possible, so it's still something that I think about. I first discovered this situation in an Animal Crossing group that I'm in. I've discussed this Animal Crossing group before, and it's called Animal Crossing Addicts on Facebook, and they're very sweet. The community is very great. Like, people get together and they give away stuff, or they'll go to each other's town. They trade Katie around, and they help each other out. And sometimes when people are starting over, they'll be like, "Oh, I can hack in some like gold tools for you and stuff." And people are just so sweet there. So that is something I highly recommend. If you have a Facebook and you love Animal Crossing, I would say to join in. They're a very helpful community, and they've helped me a lot as well. So something else within that community is they have a rock removal service. So basically what it is that they help you remove a rock in your town that's kind of interfering with the path or interfering with a public works project that you want to place somewhere, but you can't because there's a rock or whatever, and just helps you get rid of rocks also if you have a lot. Fun fact, for your town to not like self-destruct, you only need 2 rocks. I believe you only need 2 rocks. So if you have like 6, there is a way to hack away 4 rocks. You can just delete them if you want to. I don't know, I don't want to say that I will one day, but maybe one day I'll show you guys how to hack your Animal Crossing New Leaf. I used to do it a while back. I stopped doing it because once I put trees in the water, the fun was over. But anyway, it seems like there was someone going around, not one of the mods, but like somebody that somehow figured out the hacking system with removing the rocks and such. They brought rocks to somebody's town. You're probably like, Alexa, what are you talking about? Basically, they found a way to hack the town.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Basically, someone figured out how to mess around with the code and how to put rocks in their pockets and then to bring them places and then to drop the rocks places as if they were just items. But the game is obviously like understanding it as a rock, so it's gonna stay there. Like, you're not gonna be able to just pick up the rock. So it seems like someone discovered how to do this. So what they would do is that they will pick up the rocks, put them in their pockets, exit the train station, and basically place rocks in front of the entrance to the train station, and they would leave. So as you know, every time someone enters and exits a town when you're playing online, the game saves. So if you're not watching your train station entrance and you're not seeing this happen, let's say like somebody just walks in because your gate was open and you're like shopping somewhere, if you don't make it to the train station in time, it is very possible that someone just blocked off the entrance to your train station. and basically just like saved. And at that point, it's already saved. There's nothing you can do about it after it's saved, and it's incredibly upsetting that people would go out of their way to make such a wholesome game so toxic and they do stuff like that. But that is a thing that has happened. I'm not saying it is a thing that will happen, but it's something that's possible, and I want you guys to be mindful of that as well. The only way to fix it would be for you to figure out how to do some hacking as well, and you could kind of just remove it. Honestly, maybe I will make a video of it. To make a long story short, you can hack Animal Crossing with Homebrew on one of your DS's, and I think it's a physical copy of Ocarina of Time. Has to be a physical copy, and thankfully that game is easy to get. It's like a $20. I think you could get it for $20. You could probably buy it used on eBay for cheaper, like I did when I was learning how to hack. And I'm not good at tutorials. What I'll probably do is I'll probably find the guide, the hacking guide that they have. I learned hacking from that Facebook group that I'm in, so I just want to give that credit to them, because I don't know what do I know. So if that ever happens to you, you guys can have a solution to figuring that out. I don't think that would ever really happen, but again, possible. Or if you just want to learn hacking, you just want to put trees in the water like I did, you can learn that too. I would say it's pretty easy to get another copy of Animal Crossing, such an inexpensive game. I think for hacking, all you really need is 3 things. You need, obviously, a physical copy of Animal Crossing, a physical copy of Ocarina of Time, and you also need an action replay, which is only about like $15 on Amazon when I bought it. It might be like 20-ish or something now or something, but you'll be fine. It's not a super expensive habit. I just say it gets pretty boring once you do it the first time. You kind of miss out on the excitement, and it's very time consuming. But anyways, yeah, those are the reasons I don't play with strangers online. Like, it's just, there's so many like dangers, and I'm very afraid of it. And basically the way that I maintain it on my Twitch channel is like, obviously at some point I do want to play with you guys. However, the way that I set it up is that you have to earn a certain amount of stream currency. So some streams have currency, and what that basically means is that you basically can redeem things with your time. And so the way that I have it is that I believe you earn 1 bell for every minute that you're in my stream. And you can check your bells. If you put exclamation point bells into my chat, you can see how much time you've accumulated and what your ranking is and stuff like that. And I believe you need to have 2,500 bells to visit Mapleton. And I've never like sat down and done the math in terms of how many hours that is, but that is basically being a regular for a couple of weeks, or like a handful of weeks, maybe a couple of months and such. But basically, if you're going to be visiting Mapleton, I need to know that you are a regular, and I need to know that you're not a troll and you're not going to mess anything up. And obviously, trolls and hackers and just terrible people, they don't have the time span, like they don't have the attention span to do something like that. They're not going to spend 3 months in my community just to come into my town once and put rocks in front of my train station. You know what I mean? I know that people that have accumulated that much time are people that genuinely care for the community and genuinely want to visit Mapleton and such. So that's gonna obviously take some time and dedication, and I appreciate that. If you do spend all that time just to prove yourself to me, then of course you can visit Mapleton. Right now there's not much to visit because I don't have much, but of course you can visit and play with me, and we can go to the island together, because at that point, after however so many hours, weeks, months, I know that you're not gonna come in and do something malicious. Man, what a disappointing video. I'm so sorry that I decided to make a video about the toxicity of Animal Crossing. I feel so bad now. But now you know, you're a little bit more knowledgeable and safe, hopefully. And thanks for hanging out with me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I ruined your favorite game. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, as always, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!